Gang, 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 gang. Gang, 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 gang.
Welcome everybody, my name is Rupert Maskell and I'm your host today for New Horizons. Those of you who've been watching the series thus far will know that we focus on the lives of people, men and women, from the townships, Khayelitsha and others, to the southern suburbs of Cape Town, to explore the lives of people who are doing unusual things. And this series, this episode, you'll find is no exception. Apart from that, we also provide a list of services and offers that are available to older people so that you can make the most of your retirement. To begin with, we're going to be looking at the work of Marilyn Harrat. She publishes a newsletter regularly which lists all the benefits that can be gleaned from our older years as far as special offers are concerned, travel, insurance, etc. Well worth knowing about. So we're going, first of all, now to look at Marilyn Harrat, to talk to her about her program, which has helped thousands of people. Hello, everybody. My name is Rupert Maskell, and I'm presently in the home of Marilyn Harrat, who has a business called You've Earned It. She has a book too, and I'm going to show you her book to give you a taste of what Marilyn does. She's not all lolling around in hammocks, but doing some hard work. And I've been having a chat to Marilyn, talking about the whole business of offering people, older people, discounts for their, whatever, their travel, for their holidays, for what? Travel, I said?
Finance,
health,
yes. Anything to do with lifestyle, yeah.
So it's called You've Earned It, which I think is a wonderful title because, I mean, we all are, having fulfilled our 50 years plus. We have a legacy of earning, of working, and it's high time that we receive some reward for that. That's kind of your principle, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what came across when we chose the title.
Yes, and what made you think of it?
I have to say it wasn't me. It was the You've Earned It book was published by Double Story, a division of Juters, back in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting around a table with the Juter team looking for a title, and this young bright spark of a man said, "Oh, how about this?" And we all thought, that's it, you know, because people do. You have earned it. You've lived your life,
yes.
You've given a lot to society, a lot to the business world, and by the time you retire, sorry, the retirement age is something I don't believe in, but by the time you get to retirement age, you feel like you have earned it. You've earned the right to relax, to enjoy life.
Right. In fact, I think it's from your statistic that only 6% of South Africans can afford to retire.
Which is a huge problem.
A huge problem.
And that's where You've Earned It comes in, because the kind of discounts and benefits that You've Earned It sources and communicates to its readers are very meaningful to our readers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's a wonderful service. So you had this idea, what, did it just crop up in the middle of the night, or what made you think of this service that you're now providing?
My husband and I went on an overseas holiday. Very lucky, very blessed to do that. We came back from our overseas holiday. I went into the bank to cash in some travellers' cheques that we had not spent, and I saw a leaflet targeting the over 55s, and I thought, I hadn't seen anything like that, so I asked one of the consultants about it, and she said, "Oh, you have to apply for it." So it got me thinking, how do you apply for something you don't know about?
Exactly.
And then that was it. I was like a dog with a bone. I had to find out more about this thing, discounts for pensioners, and what there was out there for not necessarily pensioners, but over 55s, over 60s. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It was.
Research.
I was actually working at had a full-time job at the time. I worked at UCT, and I did it all after hours, and eventually took a month off work to do quite a lot of research. And in 6 months the book was done, and we got it out there, published, and it was a huge amount of work, a lot of research, a lot of writing. Lucky I enjoyed both of those two things.
And there it is. So you must have had a real sense of mission to put yourself through all that research, all that work, to produce what you had in mind. I mean, you don't just do that casually, you have a real sense of, these days we call it a passion.
Yeah.
You have a passion to do that.
I think I fell into it, and it became a passion. The more I researched, the more I became interested in the topic of retirement.
Right.
And hence the book. I have to say the book is not in print anymore. The book becomes outdated. And
that's 8 years, isn't it?
That is why we went online. I think we realised the only way we could be current was being online. And of course, the majority of people retiring these days, and probably people who've been in retirement for 10 to 15, maybe 20 years, are all computer literate. They're all techno savvy. They've been online for probably 30 years.
Right.
So we feel that that's the market that we're approaching. It's not necessarily, look, a lot of the discounts are very meaningful to the older senior citizen.
Sure.
But I think because we're online, we are targeting the younger senior citizen.
How do people find you online? I mean, it's an unusual title, you've earned it. Do people, word of mouth, I suppose?
It's word of mouth. We've been at retirement expos. I have given quite a few presentations, seminars, that kind of thing. We do a lot of Facebook campaigns, advertise occasionally in printed media, not too often, but mostly online.
Right, so Facebook is a wonderful platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you keep changing it, keep bringing it up to date.
And I don't think people realise that there are so many 60s online. The current stat, as far as I understand, I'm open to correction, but as far as I know, it's close to 1 million over 60 South Africans who are on Facebook.
Yeah, that staggers me. Yeah.
I know, it staggered me.
Yes, yes.
But then of course it makes sense, because if you think of if people have been online for 30 years, why wouldn't they be on Facebook?
Exactly.
And yeah.
Do you ever have people from the University of the Third Age? Because that's a popular thing for people in that age group.
Haven't got into there yet,
No.
but yes, something we need to explore.
That could be well worth it.
If anybody's watching, love to do a talk.
Good, yes, remember that. Okay, what about seniors who do not have access to the internet then? How do you reach them? That's a different story.
We do have that would generally be the older senior citizen, and we do have quite a lot of youngsters who subscribe on behalf of their parents.
Oh, wonderful.
We've had a lot of inquiries about that, and we suggest that they subscribe. They can look it up if they see anything that might be of benefit to their parent. Then, yeah.
So it's okay, Dad. Okay, Mum. Here we are. We'll show you, and help them on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, that is a great service in itself. I'm just paging through some of the aspects of your business that I want to cover. Oops. Let us see this one. How does it work, actually, the mechanics of it? People subscribe to you. Does it cost money to be linked to you?
We have a fortnightly newsletter that goes out via email, and there is no cost attached to that. And so people subscribe free of charge, and the newsletter goes out fortnight. If a company has a special winter offer or has something that they particularly would like to bring to the attention of our readers, they will come and advertise it with us. All that kind of thing goes into the newsletter. We have competitions, ticket giveaways, but the latest stuff is there, and it redirects them back to the website where they can actually go and look at our directory, our You've Earned It directory, which has thousands of business listings nationally, and all of whom offer either a benefit or it could be a discount to pensioners or something that is of interest to this age group.
Good to talk to you, Marilyn. The subject is almost inexhaustible, I feel. But we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and then we'll continue for the next part. Stay with us.
Oh, how, hey, how, mama, oh, how, hey, how, mama.
Welcome looking back, I'm sure you benefited somewhat from the YEI. You earned it, publication of Marilyn's. And we're now going to a completely different topic. We're going to handspring puppets, which I think you'll really enjoy.
The Factory of the Arts is a project of the Centre for Humanities Research at the University of the Western Cape. As a historically black university, there's not been the disciplines of the creative arts at the University of the Western Cape. And so the Centre for Humanities Research was very interested to bring the creative arts across the disciplines into a much closer dialogue, a much more intimate conversation with humanities research across different disciplines, putting students, postgraduate students, scholars, partners from around the world into conversation with artists. The Factory of the Arts has a number of artists in residence, and the idea of the residential arts fellowships is that through arts residencies, artists would both explore their own arts practice, engage in arts education programs, initiatives, workshops, with high school learners and with other members of the public and the university, to explore the relationship between creativity, how we activate our imaginations, and how we think about our social and historical conditions as South Africans at this moment in our history. The Factory of the Arts was established in 2015. It's a very new project, very exciting. It was established so that we could reignite and reactivate arts as a way to think about the world and as an expression of creativity and thought in areas that have been neglected since 1994 in arts education practices and in arts education approaches that are in tune with the challenges of a globalized world at this time. So the Factory of the Arts is now hosted in this space, which in District 6, this building, the St. Philip's building, which is part of St. Philip's Church, and we're very, very grateful that they are hosting us and the artists in residence here. But this building has a multi-layered history, and so one of its in previous incarnations is that it was also home to the Community Arts Project during the 1980s, and when many arts programs and artists in residence and arts educators convened here to explore questions of what would a society look like after apartheid. So it was very much a site of a creative experiment years before. This is a very different project, but it also draws its inspiration from earlier initiatives.
Myself, I'm a painter and I draw, so I use paint and oil paint, acrylics. I also do charcoal drawing and chalk pastels. Yeah, lately, since this year, I've been collaborating with a lot of artists, mostly musicians and spoken word artists, also just to expand, I challenge myself further, you know, and other working with other creatives, creative people. I'm here in this residency program, the Factory of the Arts. Myself, I'm with Riza, Kota, Zufiet, other names. Basically, This year I also kind of would say invented, but this was also an effort with other artists involved who I was working with. So somehow I discovered something I would call like a sound canvas. So where the actual mark making on the canvas is projected into a sound. Hence I'm able to play with or to experiment with other artists who are working with sound. And recently we have had shows here at the Factory of the Arts and a couple of performances in other studios like Studio 147 in Table View, and we did a performance also at the Artscape Theatre, part of a festival there. So it's still work in progress, especially this one where I work with sound. Other than that, I do skills sharing workshops. So I work with learners from high school, and I also work with elderly people. Recently, I've been involved also with Human Rights Media Center, where I've been part of the process of people retelling their stories and also assisting and facilitating the process of visualizing those stories.
Well, there are four pillars in the Factory of the Arts. First pillar is critical thinking. We want to develop an audience that's got critical thinking and also artists themselves. Therefore, there is what we call the Artist Forum, which we're going to start early next year. Once a month, there will be a symposium here. Artists will talk about aesthetics and politics. Artists will talk about African writing. That's the first pillar. Then the pillar of us as artists, practicing our craft and fine-tuning our craft. We've got studios here. I have a room here next door where I work with artists. There we explore poetry, we explore plays, and we write new things and try other ideas. That space is not given in professional theaters. The other space is what we call outreach laboratories, which is in Kukuletu, in Kailicha, Manenberg, and Delft. We will have spaces there that artists can work in their communities and come here, work there. That will run by us. But our artists in residence also will go there and run workshops in the schools in Kailicha, in Kukuletu, in Delft, and Manenberg.
We established the Factory of the Arts both to set in place the conditions and the creative disciplines that could become a foundation for a future art school, with a focus on puppetry arts. And the Ukwanda Puppetry and Design Collective, who emerge out of the Handspring Puppet Company, have one of the residencies, and through placing puppetry at the center of a multidisciplinary arts program, our intention is to connect new publics with artists, with scholars, and with communities that have been ignored as being spaces in which creative work, creative disciplines are absolutely necessary for the lives of people.
What a nice change of pace that was. So let's now go to a break, and we'll be back shortly. Santa, it's good to see you. You're a bit earlier than usual this year.
Yes. Well, I'm not the real Santa. Oh. I'm sort of his helper. You know, he's got he's got many, and I'm here to promote seasonal, quality, charity fruitcakes for good causes.
Did you bake these yourself?
No. Oh, ho, ho, no. No, I better put this on because it does show me to be. There we are. No, they're made by a family bakery in Wetton, Chimneys, magic products, magic people, and a seasonal cake needs that touch of magic.
Tell me more.
Well, this special project, Quality Charity Fruit Cakes for Good Causes. The cake is an 800-gram round fruit cake. It's made with delicious sultanas and juicy raisins and glacé cherries. It doesn't contain alcohol, so it's suitable for everybody. You can add your own. Okay. And of course, it's for sale for anybody who enjoys a delicious fruit cake. So whether it's family or friends or colleagues or clients or business associates, it's suitable for everybody. Sorry.
Another cap.
Right, another cap. It sells at 75 Rand each, which is a jolly good price for a product of this quality. And it's sold, as I said, for good causes. And the good causes, amongst other things, are the humanitarian service projects of the Merriman Lions Club. And one of those core projects that the club has is feeding hungry children. So one can truly call this the caring gift, because when you buy it and you personally enjoy it, then it too, the profit from this will benefit hungry children.
That's wonderful. Well, I can actually smell the cake as I'm talking, so I can't wait to have a taste. But I think you're onto a winner, Santa. It's terrific.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate that. And there's some cake for you, which I hope you will enjoy.
Oh, yes, I must.
And of
Can
course,
I offer you a piece?
No, thank you. I'm trying to give it up. Of course, you see, the cake is available over a broad area to order, and it's available in bulk, packed 8 to a carton, as well as singly to order. Then they just phone me on my cell number, 072-159-0028, and we will supply.
And go to your website maybe too.
Yes, we're busy establishing the website at the moment, but certainly we have a Facebook page, which is Merriman Lions, and the information will be on there, along with the agents where this can be purchased.
Well, thank you so much, and this is so good for Christmas, isn't it? An ideal Christmas present.
Oh, indeed. The important thing is that it's a quality product, it's very competitively priced, and it's for a great cause.
You're helping feed the children.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your visit.
Thank you, Rupert.
Come again, anytime.
Well, yes, I will. That's very kind of you to
invite me. And bring your cake.
I'll do that too. Thank you very much. In fact, I'll go one further, and I'll give you the one that's on the plate.
Thank you. Well, just one piece at a time.
One piece at a time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we have for you today, but remember, you can catch us on social media pages or leave us feedback on your thoughts about today's show. Remember that you're never too old to move, to have fun, and to stay alive until next week's program.
Yeah, 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 yeah.